Hello everyone, Mr. Storkin here, and welcome back to, Lego Marvel Superheroes. It's been a while, I know. But today we are continuing on with our D23 day as we are taking a look at the Asgard pack. And I know Loki and Thor aren't part of the pack, but I'm allowed to have a little bit of fun, aren't I, with my favorite Asgardian? You know, because he is my favorite Asgardian. Good old Loki. You gotta love the guy, you gotta love him. But anywho, this pack is going to be mainly inspired by Thor the Dark World, which was a movie that came out back in 2013. Underappreciated movie. I think there's some good aspects to the film, but I know a lot of people don't like it. But we're going to start things off by showing you off the character grid, which includes the likes of Curse from the Dark World, Odin, the All-Father, Malekith, deemed one of the worst Marvel movie villains of all time, and I understand why, even though he has an awesome design. Jane Foster, and this is long before she became Thor in the comics, which is actually pretty interesting. We have Sif herself, who's petitioning to get a Disney Plus show, and I wouldn't mind it, in all honesty. And then we have Volstagg. Rest in peace. I can't remember your name. The actor who played Volstagg did pass, and it is very sad to hear that. And our condolences, and we do miss you. Then we have Hogan, and we have Fandral. Fandral was my favorite for a while, but we are going to take a look at this pack. And what better way to start out with the Malekith himself? Because you can turn invisible. Whee! Like so. And I don't really know. Loki, you ruined it. Loki, stay behind. And let Malekith do his thing. Anywho, this is Malekith the Accursed, the Dark Elf of the Dark Elf realm. He is out to get the Ether, which will help him basically converge a lot of reality and basically doom all of humanity. He is played by Doctor Who, in case you all didn't know that. He is deemed the worst Marvel movie villain of all time. I don't blame it. Because, well, he has not the best narrative or ideology. He's kind of weak as a villain. But let's face it, if they were going to go for a Thor villain for the sequel, I don't blame them for going with Malekith. I do love his design as a minifigure. I think that makes up for a lot more of his problems. I do like that he can turn invisible. Also, I'm going to keep Loki there as much as I can. But then we're going to move on to the Warriors 3, starting with dear old Fandral. And I love that just transitioned right on over to dear old, Federate Builder. This is Fandral, the ladies' man of the group, who was replaced twice. He was initially played by Josh Dallas, who people may know as Prince Charming from Once Upon a Time, and replaced with Zachary Levi. Zachary Levi has gone on many different occasions saying that he is extremely happy that his character perished. You do you, Zachary Levi. You do you. No! The Helicarrier got me. How dare you get Fandral?
Watch your step next time, sir.
Anyway, Fandral is a part of the Warriors 3. He's kind of more of a musketeer-like hero. If you want to get, like, probably the best representation of the Warriors 3, and I'm not joking in this assessment of what version of them to follow in, definitely check out Thor Tales of Asgard. It is an animated movie. It's actually pretty decent for what it is. And there you're going to want to watch it. It's definitely good at expanding the Warriors 3 personality, while Volstagg is basically just, I'm the fat one, which I'm surprised they didn't just do for the movie. So I'm going to give a lot more credit to dear old Kenneth Branagh, who directed the first Thor movie. Underappreciated director, I think. Kenneth Branagh for directing the first Thor movie. Great choice. But we're going to try and do some open world stuff a bit better than we did last time, because last time we didn't have a whole lot of the area open. But it makes sense. We got Fandral and Zapak. Hello, random civilian. Fandral, again, is part of the Warriors 3. And while he didn't get the most character development, he was indeed fun to watch. Well, I think Zachary Levi is not the best representation of the character. I think Josh Dallas did a great job of playing the role. Next, we have Hogan, who actually had a lot of great development. I think they kind of wrote out the narrative while he could have had a bit more to explore. Was killed off, and he is a member of the Warriors 3. He's more of the stoic one of the group. He does stay behind in Thor, the Dark World, so they can kind of write him out of the narrative. So he can basically protect his people while the war on the realms is happening, which is not the best conflict that was demonstrated in the movie. But it ultimately happened, and while I'm not going to ultimately say it was the best decision, it definitely left him out and gave him a higher purpose and made him more of an honorable person to help show that Thor had evolved too. He basically just has a mace here. I bet they can break through powerful areas, but I don't hate his design. Next, we got Volstagg himself, and oh my goodness, he looks so much like an elf from Lord of the Rings. It's not even funny. Like, he very much looks like a character that would have been made for Lego The Hobbit. Even the hairpiece reminds me so much of Philly. He is the fat one in the group, while in the Thor movies, they definitely portray him more as, like, I'm a warrior. And closer to, like, what Thor is in Norse mythology, because Thor, for those who don't know, in, like, real Norse mythology, Thor is not really the hunky god of thunder that he is in the movies. He's more the fat, slobbery fool, like, well, like him in Endgame. So I give credit where credit's earned on the casting of him. But I understand what they did with Thor within Endgame. And I think Love and Thunder really helped ruin it. It was interesting. Now, I'm going to talk about a character that a lot of people don't really associate with the Thor movies, and I think she get a lot more credit than she actually has. That is dear old Sif. Sif is a character played by Jamie Alexander, and she actually, in my opinion, did a decent job in the role. She was also prevalent with... That's a bonus level, by the way. She's also prevalent a lot within the MCU. She is in several episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and she does a great job with her story arc. I do think Jamie Alexander was very much hurt while she wasn't in Ragnarok. She was basically turned into a joke a lot in Love and Thunder, but let's face it, they turned a lot of people into a joke in that movie. Unfortunately, but true. But I do think she did a good job in definitely Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episodes, and I do think the episode with Lorelei was indeed one of the better episodes of the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is nothing to really like brag home about. I know everyone who watched the show basically says it's not the best, but say for what it is, you know it's a good show, a decent show. Anyway, we got Jane Foster herself while she's in Asgard. I do love the outfit and them going for this design for her. She is definitely played by Natalie Portman, and there was a bunch of behind-the-scenes problems that were having with Thor 2 that made her really unhappy, and part of the reason she not returned for dear old Love and Thunder. For those who don't know, she had a bit of a falling out with the director. So she initially wanted Patty Jenkins to direct it. You're forget however you will about Patty Jenkins directing a Thor movie, which I think would be interesting to say the least. The Thor movies definitely had a director problem, and I think letting Taika have too much control was part of the problem. But anywho, she is imbued with the ether, and she is taken up to Asgard, where she is told where they'll help her get the ether out of her, and the Dark Elves are after her because of it. It's also revealed that's an Infinity Stone, so cool. Also a nice broken taxi. She is played well by Natalie Portman. I think Natalie Portman does a decent job in the role of her. And also I'm doing this because I'm pretty sure he has the fire ability. I could be wrong. Yeah, he can just blow it up. That is overpowered attack. There's a claw switching thing there, which I don't really want to do. But I do think Natalie Portman did do a good job with Jane Foster. While she wasn't even the best of things, she was really good at providing Thor's humanity and basically calling it as BS. Also, it was a reason to include an "and" in the credits, which I always think is preserved for either the what character is that? That is She-Hulk. Okay, did not know that. It definitely provides it, and also I don't really hate her version of Jane Foster. I know a lot of people did not like Mighty Thor, but a lot of people just didn't like that movie altogether. I didn't ultimately mind her as Mighty Thor. I think it was a different performance compared to her Jane Foster roles, which is always an improvement in my opinion. As soon as we get stuck up here, isn't that just great? We're going to jump to the side if we can, because I want to do that race thing there. I figured that Jane can't do this, so we're going to switch over to Sif. We're going to do a couple more minutes real fast, and then we're going to do the level. I'm going to switch over to... I wonder if Sif can do it. I'd be surprised if Sif could not do it. Because she is a warrior. Oh, she can. Thank God. Just very slow. Okay. As I fail right off the get-go. Okay. 2, 1... Bit slow there, but okay. Wow, that was not much of a race. That was just jumping as high as you can. Okay, Sif. But I do like Sif in this game, and I'm happy that Jane is in the game as well. Then we have Odin, the All-Father himself, played by dear old Anthony Hopkins. And I think he did a decent job while Odin was not given the most respect within the movies. I think that's also because of what's going on with Odin. They did interpret the Odin sleep well. And I do think he's a decent character. While he does have basically all of Thor's ability without needing to recharge, which is pretty awesome. I don't hate his design, while it is odd that he has the same scepter as Loki, like in terms of design, which I'm not complaining about because Loki has an amazing scepter. It is nice to have Odin in this game. And then finally, we have the big thing himself, Curse. I really do not like Curse within the Marvel Universe. Also, I went this way coincidentally because I knew we wanted to battle Red Hulk, who will be in the upcoming Captain America movie, even though we all had him lie to us and basically be like, what's a Red Hulk? But anywho, this is Curse. I hate him mainly because he tried to kill our boy Loki. I really love Loki in the MCU, so whenever they try to hurt my boy, I get really upset. I don't know how many times we have to hit him, but that worked out pretty well, I think, and we'll get the Red Hulk token too. I don't also really like his narrative because he's basically a stooge for Malekith. He does appear to have like his base human form and is given the power in that exposition about how it's basically like Bane. I'm not the biggest... I like that Curse was incorporated into it. He's very much the executioner. He's Malekith's executioner, just like Enchantress, like executioners to the Enchantress, which isn't a horrible decision. Also, I'm going to do this quick little area here because we can blow it up. Oh, wrong move. Like so. If I could just hit it, that'd be great. Hit the... I thought that was Kingpin for some reason, but it wasn't. That's Kingpin. Oh man, I'm gonna be so excited. Charlie Cox did announce that he's gonna be at the expo, and you have no idea how excited that has me. But we're gonna do this quick little mini game section if we can with not Jane Foster. I do apologize, Jane. With Sif, and we're gonna get the leader. Okay, this is very much a Captain America: Brave New World section here, but we are gonna go through with the level, which is gonna be the Asgard level, because we like the Asgard level. Is that the wrong level? I thought that was the right level. Am I very much wrong? Sorry, I'm very much confused now. Okay, like... Okay, there we go. It was the wrong symbol. But let's get to it as we're going to play as Odin as we head on off to Asgard. And as always, I try to skip a lot of the cutscenes, and this is the part where I'm going to dive into some of my theories about what's going to be revealed at D23. So, yeah, I enjoy this cutscene to begin with, so I can enjoy my drink too.
Most of what S.H.I.E.L.D. knows about Thor and his people remains highly classified. What little information we've obtained about his home, Asgard, comes from, well, this one children's book found by Dr. Eric Selvig in New Mexico. Seems pretty accurate so far.
Get a load of this guy.
Ooh, very theatrical with the lightning and everything. He is the god of thunder. It's sort of his thing.
I sense the opening of the vortex because Brother Loki used it as a pathway to Asgard.
What the heck's he after?
He is ever after only one thing: power. And also helmets with horns. He's really into those.
So this is ultimately what feels like a very depressing year for Thor because, well, we don't know anything really happening with Thor. In all honesty, aside from his mention in Deadpool and Wolverine where he's going to be crying over a dead Wade Wilson, not much is known about what's going to be going on with Thor in the future. Initially, we were supposed to get that reveal, but it didn't happen. I can't tell if that's a Doctor Who reference, by the way, which is very odd because Malekith is Doctor Who, as previously mentioned. But we don't know if Chris Hemsworth is returning because he did say during the premiere of Thor: Love and Thunder that he was surprised that they said that Thor was coming back. Hi, Deadpool. But also at the same time, we don't really know what's going on with the character or the future of it. However, in that regard, I do think because of the narrative aspect that is including with Loki, that Loki has to return. Now, for those who don't know, at the moment, Loki is... I'm going to spoil Loki Season 2. You guys should definitely watch Loki Season 2. It is worth it. It's a lot of unnecessary crap from people. But I think it's ultimately a really decent movie for what it is. TV series for what it is. Because I like seeing more of Loki. But for those who know, Loki is the current guardian of the multiverse. So he is definitely going to be in What If. He is totally teased at the end of What If Season 2. For those who are still watching What If Season 2, I know a lot of people got very upset with Season 2, mainly about how it was pushing for the inclusion of that. We saved Stan Lee! Oh my goodness. I didn't even know Stan Lee was there. I was just busy melting ice, but it's good to know we saved Stan Lee. Anywho, as I was trying to say, Loki will definitely be included in the second season of What If. Again, it would be very surprising if he wasn't incorporated because of the tease that we got Season 2 with, which was, what character has this? Oh, this web swinging ability. Okay, that can be like Spider-Man. I do want to try and keep it within these characters, but I'm like, it's there. I might as well try to do it. But as I was trying to say, I do think Loki will be coming back. Like, I definitely think there will be an announcement of his inclusion. Hi, Eye of Agamotto. I not mean to switch you. I meant to switch you over to Jane Foster. But we can destroy the Eye of Agamotto with Malekith. These are the right abilities. If I could just aim it at him. Why can't he just hit it? That's very bad. Because he can heal. Like, it's the gold materials. The gold material just heals. Oh boy, that's not really aiming all that well, Malekith. I wish he could hold down his fire beam, because that would make him so much more appealing. I actually wonder if Odin can do it, because Odin has the thunder ability. Does that count? It doesn't? It's obviously being hit. Got to switch over to Human Torch. Wouldn't be surprising. I'll switch over to the actually, I'll be Phoenix for this. I am very much excited about Loki returning for another season of What If. Tom Hiddleston, I think, is a great Loki, and even though the ending of, especially the ending that they did with Loki is really great in his sacrifice. I'm going to be very much curious to see what they're going to do more with the character. Wow. Malekith is very helpful in this because we have to deal with the fire a lot. Okay. Anywho, I hope this actually works, because it doesn't seem to be working as much as it thinks it is. Or am I not just doing the right thing? I'm going to switch over to a real fire character. Okay. But as I was, again, trying to say, yeah, it's not working as well as, like, Dark Phoenix using the ability. Never pointing Dark Phoenix's corner. I mean, I don't know how much of a compliment or insult that is to Dark Phoenix, but awesome. Anywho, I do not know if we will be getting any more of the Asgard stuff. Now, we did recently have the What If episode with Loki in Hell and the Shang-Chi characters, which I thought was a pretty decent episode. It's nice seeing more of Wenu and stuff. But I'm very doubtful that we'll see more of Odin and Freya. However, that is not to say that we are rumored to gain Thor 5, which was supposed to be announced at this SDCC, but wasn't. I'm very doubtful because the theory is that D23 is going to be mainly talking about the upcoming shows. I'm going to switch over to Bandro while I can to show off his epic swords build. But ultimately, I do think it's going to be a good thing, a good announcement as well, because we did hear apparently that in Eyes of Wakanda, we are going to get some mention of the Pantheons. Like, we're probably going to see some of Bass, and Bass was incorporated in Love and Thunder during that council of the gods. You know, the party that Zeus threw out that was going to be an orgy. Yeah, I mean, see, they can make horrible orgy jokes. I can too. Anywho, I like his little head just moving around. That's great. Okay. But ultimately, I don't know how much more Thor we'll get. Now, in all honesty, because of Loki's role within the multiverse, he is 100% going to be a crucial character moving forward within the MCU. I think that's very much a given. The question is, what type of roles he's going to play. is he gonna play? I'm gonna switch you over to. I think I actually want you to be Hogan for a bit, so we can do some more cross tracks. Because why not? But I do think we will get some inclusion of Loki, mainly because of what's going on with the multiverse and how he's watching over it. And also because we are getting a TV display at the Marvel booth, which I think is really cool. I'm not going to criticize it for what it is. I'm going to be curious to see what the design is like, and I will, of course, get a video from there if and when I can. There's just so much videos I actually want to get done there, but I'm going to try and enjoy myself too. Hi, Loki.
You made it. I was beginning to worry.
Likewise.
Do you like
What are you going to do there,
I've done
Loki?
with the face?
The animation just goes on for a while there, but I do like him having the casket of Eternal Winters there. Which is also part of Malekith's story. But anywho, as I was going to say, I will be very curious to see if anything really happens with Asgard. I definitely think we'll get some news about what's going on with my Thor. I think later rather than sooner, because at the moment she is dead in Valhalla. But at the same time, she is a Valkyrie in Valhalla, based on what I've read in the comics. Not the current MCU version. Definitely the comics version. And we also had confirmation recently.
Behold, you are now
I want
under
Odin
my
to do it.
power.
Actually, I'm going to go curse on this one. Someone different and unique. We. Okay, it doesn't please me to beat you up, Loki, but I have to with curse because, well, it's curse. Also, I'm going to quickly do this Magneto puzzle. I know that's not really the best use of our time. But it's like, while in Rome, I might as well use the Master of Magnetism.
That metal could be manipulated magnetically.
And also, we are 100% going to be getting some X-97 news I talked about in the previous video. So check that out if you're curious what my thoughts were about what was going to be announced. I'm going to leave it at that at the moment. So I encourage you all to watch more of my videos if you can. I'm really curious to see what character was supposed to do that in the level, because I don't think any of the characters could. This is probably a mini kit. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Yeah, it's a mini kit. Okay. Also, I'm using a lot of the DLC characters for reasons. I want to show you how far you can probably get with the DLC characters. Anywho, we've also determined that Malekith isn't good at using the fire, but it's worth a shot. Assuming he can aim. He's actually hitting it, but he's not melting it. Shame, 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 shame. We have to be Dark Phoenix for this. I really wish Odin could do it, because I definitely think Odin would be a phenomenal character to use that ability on. I'm going to switch, if it will let me. Oh, we can be cursed for once. Awesome. Actually, we can also be, no, because none of the other ones have Thor's hammer. I'm going to switch you. Actually, can Hogan use it? Because Hogan has the axe. He can't toss the axe. Okay. Interesting. But Curse's time to shine. Oh. I was trying to hit the floor. It won't let me hit the floor because it's the rainbow bridge. Okay. Let me get to landmass. I know that's very odd saying. Like, we have to get to a landmass. I'm curious. Can I carry this rock over with me? I think that'd be awesome if I could, but I'm doubtful. It's worth trying. Actually, I've never seen... Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, I can't bring it over. Okay. I've never seen this at a convention. But I think it'd be really cool if they had Curse's armor at one of the booths. I don't really like that he can't really access, but I get the intent, like he can't just rip open the bridge. I guess we got to be Thor. Where is Thor? There's Thor. But I am going to be very much curious to see what's going to happen moving forward with these characters, especially because Taika is rumored to be no longer attached to the Thor movies. Thank goodness. Yeah, I'm not one of those people that's turned on Taika Waititi after Thor Love and Thunder, because I thought Love and Thunder was so much better. I really turned against him in oh, I can't remember the name of the movie. For Ragnarok. Ragnarok was the one where I'm just like, I'm very questioning if this guy's going to be able to continue on directing Thor movies. So that's my thought process on the whole thing. We're going to play some more Frost Giants because we can. I like having Volstagg here. It's great to have the Warriors 3, and I do think the Warriors 3 should get more attention. But there was also that mention of Sif. The actress who plays Sif, Jamie Alexander, recently made clear that she was doing several petitions to get
I think not.
a Disney Plus show with her and Beta Ray Bill. I don't know why I became Fangirl. I meant to go to Beta Ray Bill. Will that be announced? I'm very doubtful. However, at the same time, I do think we will have to get some Wonder Man news Ow. Sooner rather than later. I'm trying to get down. Thank you. We will have to get some news about explicitly the other Disney Plus shows because we know it's happening. And unless the characters are going to show up in another episode of What If, which I really do want to see happen, some more unique elements incorporating What If, or maybe adapt some more What If comics, which is interesting because a lot of the What If stuff, based on what I've seen, have not been particularly great. I see that area hidden over there, and I know that Malekith can destroy the statue. So yeah, let's destroy if we can. Didn't really let us, but okay, we destroyed it, I guess. I wonder if he has the senses. It'd be surprising if he didn't. No, really? Okay. How odd. They don't have the senses, but again, I'm not going to ultimately criticize it. This feels like a better level to incorporate than the last one I did for the DLC characters. I do apologize about that. I did thought I had Sabretooth. I very much did. But I guess we gotta be Wolverine real fast to do this puzzle. And also a good one to incorporate Odin for as well. But do I think there will be any major Thor announcements? No, SDCC was the time to do it. And I think, in all honesty, we won't get any new Thor information, especially about the movie, until maybe the next convention. I'm very doubtful it'll get revealed because, again, a lot of the news and speculation about this D23 is that the Marvel news is going to be more directed towards the Disney Plus stuff, which was confirmed by their lackluster FTC panel. While I'm not saying the whole Doctor Doom situation was not great, I did actively enjoy it. I'm one of those people who are like, I'm curious before I cast judgment. I'm sorry, who turned to the Hulkbuster? You did? Really? Okay. I'm going to switch over to Malekith so we can destroy this thing, which hasn't been working the best for us, but it is in a stationary location, hovering around like the Eye of Agamotto, so I'm not going to complain as much. Anyhow, I will still complain, but I won't complain as much. But I am going to be very curious to see what will happen with the Thor characters. I wonder if there'll be any mention of Malekith moving forward. I would be, again, very much surprised. Not because Malekith is such a bad character. It's also because, well, Malekith is dead, and I don't know if there'll be much of an intent for the MCU to keep on referencing Thor: The Dark World when they can. Also, I like to think this is Loki in disguise. Anywho, it's going to be very curious to see what is going to happen with the Thor characters. I know I keep on saying this repeatedly. The only thing I can very much imagine is that Tom Hiddleston will reprise his role as Loki for the Avengers e-ticket ride. I also want to switch to Loki to this because I love Loki so much more than most of the characters. As I was trying to say, I do think Loki will return for the Avengers e-ticket because mainly of what happened. He'll either be the guide or the ride will focus on the TVA.
Heroes are mere puppets under
And
my control.
odd that Loki's controlling himself, but okay. Let's be Jane and fight Loki because why not? That just feels funnier to me. I very much do not think we'll get a ton of Loki. I don't think Tom will even appear at the convention, in all honesty. I don't know why I'm going all the way up there. He did appear at the last one, but that was because Loki Season 2 was premiering, which I'm happy we got that leak trailer. It was completely right. Well, I'm not encouraging the leak, per se. I do understand that it happened. Sounds like something I would do, but I'm not going to because I don't want to be banned from the place. But I do think that Loki will be the main, not necessarily the main attraction because we know King Thanos is that Loki will be the main thing. Like, he'll be the one being like, I saw a disturbance in the multiverse. Go and stop King Thanos. Why am I holding down the wrong button? I was like, what's happening? I was like, why isn't anything working? And I have to get the right angle, too. I wonder if this... It was working. Not well, but it was working. Until I got fired at. Okay, thank you. I know the point is that you can be Thor and fly up there, and I should, but I want to be better at Bill. I'd rather have a Thor kit. What happened there, Beta? What happened there? I'll switch over to Odin because I do want to do the puzzle with Odin. Why are you Hulkbuster? Oh, it's awesome to see Hulkbuster. Are you in there? Also, do you guys think we're getting their Hulkbuster set? That's kind of the joke. Was that charged? It wasn't. Okay, that was misleading. It was like, well, what's happening? But yeah, if in all honesty, we're going to get any Loki news, which again, I'm very doubtful of because the show did end. It did end. It got canceled. The internet stopped saying it's like Loki got canceled. It's like it ended its narrative. That's different than being canceled. Agent Carter was canceled. Loki ended its narrative. There is indeed a difference.
What is it?
Another Thor puzzle, which I actually want to see if I can do with Curse this time. Odd glitch, keep on happening there, but okay. Oh, thank God we can finally do it. Woohoo! You have no idea how happy that makes me. In all honesty, like I'm like, yay! Let's make that head roll. And then we can switch over to Malekith. I think that's a good transition into things in all honesty. But again, I'm very much doubtful we'll get any news associated with Loki at the convention. But we also got the I was getting alluded to this earlier, we got the announcement of the TVA comic happening with Sylvie's first ever comic appearance. I am excited. I will buy that day one. I'll see what the issue's like. I'll buy the first one if I'm like very much invested in the narrative of the TVA comic, which I think I will, especially if they bring Obi. It looks like they're bringing Obi to the story.
I'm not finished yet. Or should that be we're not finished yet?
I do want to see what will happen in the TVA. I'm very doubtful this will be announced at the convention. I was doing some math as well. I think in all honesty, the next like major Thor panel will happen in 2022. 2030. Why did I say 2022? Odd year, I know. Like, even all that, I would mention it. Well, I want to switch you over to a Spider-Man character, which I know is not good.
Sense. Something close by.
The real Loki has been found! Again, I'll do Jane. Actually, I kind of want to do a Sif, but I gotta do a Jane. Oh, of course. Or are you both a symbiote Spider-Man? I'm not gonna question it. I don't mind. It gives us where we need to. Well, this sounds like Living on a Prayer for some reason. Maybe just because I heard the operatic version that was done at D20, not SDCC. I'm just like, it sounds like Living on a Prayer a little bit. Anywho, I'll get my drink. So the reason I was mentioning that year is because Marvel does a lot of anniversary panels. Which Wolverine is getting an anniversary panel this year. I'm going to point that out because I'm desperately hoping we'll get some news in the X-Men game. Like a trailer or like release date plan. Or they'll be like, oh wait, all of a sudden it's playable at the show floor, which I very much love. But because of that, Loki's anniversary and Thor's anniversary will be during a D23 year this time around. So I'm very hopeful that for a later D23 they'll get one, which I do want to cover. Yeah, I do plan covering D23s up until I die, which I was actually really doing a lot of recollection on things, mainly because of Black Mage Maverick leaving YouTube this year. This year's been a lot of years for YouTube cancellations, but no one really cared if I quit YouTube. So, yeah. I'm actually going to let this cutscene play because I do like it.
The Tesseract is dangerous, brother.
Oh, and so am I, brother. I intend to get my revenge on you, on Earth, and on Asgard.
What are you planning, Loki?
You can't make me tell. You are not the god of me.
Oh, thou dost vex me with that taunt. You have used it since we were children.
Do you remember this little plaything?
Behold the Destroyer, which was used a lot because the Thor movie used the Destroyer, which is really cool. I love the design of the Destroyer. I'm not going to criticize the design because I really do think it's awesome. But yeah, I do want to know in the comment section below what you guys generally think will why can't I find the terminology? I know that's very bad of me. I can't really speak all that well. What's with the chair? It said we can interact with the chair, but that was just the save point thing. I do want to know, like, in the comment section below, do you honestly think we'll get any news about something's gonna happen? Do you honestly think we're gonna get anything Thor Loki related at this D23? I'm gonna go with a very much a no, because again, not a whole lot is happening with Thor and Loki moving in the MCU, at least as of this moment. Again, where I think they would have done well is if they had ended up revealing that there was plans to either I'm trying to melt some stuff, that's why I switched over. If there was initial thought process behind an Thor movie at SDCC. Now, because SDCC, in my opinion, was kind of good in that they kept it a little bit more grounded, which I do like, that they were able to keep the focus on Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, and Captain America, Brave New World, which are indeed the anticipated movie. By the way, we'll get costumes up for sure. Definitely Captain America. I don't know about Thunderbolts, because they're trying to keep Sentry a secret, which I think is not well handled at the moment. Everyone knows about Sentry happening. Sorry, that is a joke. But me and several of my friends have that Sentry is not a well-protected secret, because we all basically knew what's happening. Louis Pullman's playing him, by the way. I don't think that'll be announced at D23. Again, unless they're going to say like some of the Wonderbolts characters are Thunderbolts, not Wonderbolts. Thunderbolts are going to be
You mortal pest!
at the convention. I'm going to be very much surprised. That's a Thor thing to do, so I'm going to go over Thor. I wonder if I could do the Better Rate Bill. Oh no, we've seen like hit the destroyer, which I'm rather okay with. But again, ultimately, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of Thor things there, unless they announce something involving the Thor comics.
Asgard belongs to me!
Actually, I'm going to take that back, because there was rumored that we were going to get a Thor attraction in Disneyland Paris. At least I remember Thor being a member of the key art that they used to promote it. I could be very much wrong, and someone's going to be like, no, Thor was never intended, because I'm trying to remember if Thor... That was a cool kamikaze move there, but okay. So I wonder if there's an intent to take that. Again, make a Thor ride. And I was telling a colleague of mine that I would honestly think a Thor ride would work. Like, you're traveling throughout the 9 realms. Because I was talking with my colleague while we were driving to something, and I was just... Actually, I should honestly be a character pack character. I'm going to be a Jane for this one real fast. What I think a Thor ride would be like, because they were talking about like what could be added to Avengers Campus. And I was like, I think a Thor ride honestly would work, because you go between the different realms. That I think is going to be like the ultimate secret sauce to making a Thor ride work. Like, you go between the 9 realms. And she's like, okay, what's going to be like the vehicle that moves you around? It's like, oh, we basically, and I meant this like in all positivity.
You pathetic insect!
We basically... I want to get that thing real fast while I'm here. I know it won't really let me, but I gotta switch over to Malekith, because Malekith needs to destroy it. Where are you, Malekith? Malekith the Accursed! An underappreciated MCU villain, which I do hope gets some more love. I figured we could switch doing this. I just can't remember the exact moves he used for it earlier when we were in space. But anywho, I honestly do hope that we are going to get some Thor news and Loki news, but I'm not going to hold my breath. If they don't announce anything, I'm okay with it.
Never win.
But at the same time, the TVA is their booth, which I think is more in use of promotion of Deadpool and Wolverine, more than almost anything to do with... sorry about that. More than anything to do with fundamentally... Again, I'm sorry. Than anything to fundamentally do with, sorry, I can't find my words for some reason, with Thor and Loki. As much as I do want there to be another season of Loki, I understand if it isn't. There is a rumor going around that we are going to have I don't know how true this is going to be. I honestly don't know how I feel about it, that we're going to get a TVA show. I don't know. I really want Sylvie to appear in What If. I kind of want to see like what her world would have been like if Sylvie was able to exist. And I think that would be a very good episode of What If. I think that would definitely be one of my favorites because I do love Sylvie. Yeah, Sylvie's the character I'm going to defend. And also, hello, Johnny! In terms of Fantastic Four news, I'm going to be blunt honest. We're going to get, like, none unless they're, like, going to give away a poster with concept art at the convention. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that whole thing. I'm going to switch you over to Cap, which is right up here. I don't actually know any of your characters that have Cap's same skill, so I'm going to be very vague about that. Well, what's that weird flying toaster there? Or, oh, that's the Casket of Eternal Winters. Yeah, I knew that. I actually want to see if Beta Ray Bill can do the final attack, so I'm going to use Beta Ray
before me
Bill.
by the time this day is through.
Again, I like to know, like, you guys honestly think we're going to get the Sif and Beta Ray Bill show? Again, I'm very doubtful that. Oh, you won't even let me do it as Beta Ray Bill. Interesting. Even though it's Stormbreaker. Okay, weird. Interesting. Okay, not how I would do it, but okay. Where's Thor? There he is. And then we're going to have Class Thor, which I'm so upset they don't have the hammer for. Just rip off its head and toss it away. I'm going to do the final hit if I can with Jane. Because I think Jane would be a funny way to destroy Loki.
Well, not for long.
So this one is a bit longer than the first part, which I'm rather okay with. In the previous one we did, because we're doing a level basically through it too. So again, I'm not gonna ultimately criticize that. Where's Jane? There's Jane. Oh, we have to do the thing with Wolverine. Okay. Well, Spider-Man can do the same thing.
What is it?
I could have figured out which Loki it was, but thank you for telling me.
Get away, you foul creature!
Let's do it with, and also Sif was in Loki. I forgot to mention that. She was in like a dream sequence. And she was in Love and Thunder. Again, really disappointed about what they did with her. I don't know if I'm going to let the cutscene play, but we are going to do the whole ranking of the characters after this.
I will return the Tesseract to the safekeeping of the treasure room.
Hey, Blondie, I hate to point this out, but it just got stolen from there. Maybe your security's not so good. S.H.I.E.L.D. has an entire battalion of troops dedicated to guarding the Tesseract.
Humans guarding this item of immense power. Please, I can rain thunder and lightning on anyone who touches it.
I bet this glow cube can help me find Magneto. I can ask Chuck about that.
I don't really like what they did with Wolverine there, where he was taking the Tesseract to dear old Charles, but yeah, you do you on your thoughts on that. But again, I always like you all to comment and subscribe because you guys let me know what you guys think of the announcement of the D23 Expo and what you guys think of these videos. I do like being kind of these like short, not really short, because these are longer, but like these videos like well after like as events for D23, they are very fun to make. If I ever attend SDCC, which is ultimately a dream of mine, who wouldn't want to attend SDCC? I feel like if I had to go to SDCC, it would be a year that D23 isn't happening. But yeah, we still have Thor and Dr. Doom there. Again, I'm gonna try not to make jokes. Is that Heimdall? Sorry, that's Sabretooth. I do think we have Heimdall that we can use in the grid. I could be wrong. No, we have the Destroyer for sure. We're gonna unlock the Destroyer real fast. But let's go through our rankings of the top 10 characters in the pack. This pack is very easy to do it. At bottom place, Jane Foster. She can't do nothing. I very much like the character design. Very niche because it is based off one scene from the movie. Not really my favorite character of the group, but ultimately I don't hate her either as a playable character. And then we have next place, which is Hogan. Hogan at least has the maze, while not very fast. Is very fun to see, and he does have a really good design. Not the best design of the characters, but still really fun. I know I had a fake British accent there for some reason. And not my favorite of the group. And then we have Volstagg. If I could get down to Volstagg, no offense to the actor who perished. Again, I can't remember his name. I'm not the best with names. I do like his design. He does feel very much Lord of the Ringsy. I wish he had a beard. But ultimately, I don't hate the character. I wish he just had a bit more strength and he could toss the axe. This feels like Frodo Lord of the Rings, but I do know Lego Lord of the Rings came before this. And then we have, actually, we're not going to put Sif in the next place. We're actually going to put Fandral. Now, this is more of a personal reason why Fandrel's up here is because Fandral is my favorite of the Warriors 3. He's very fast with his sword. I really much wish he had more abilities. That's mainly a thing going against this pack altogether is a lot of the characters lack a ton of great abilities. But ultimately, he's not a horrible character to play as in the group. And Sif herself is basically like Fandral, but can access the agility puzzles. I don't know if Fandral can either, but she does go really fast. I do love her sword and do love the design of her armor. And then we have the Allfather himself, what makes him very much better than most of the characters, that he has Thor's ability and doesn't need to charge it. Same with Storm. Storm and Thor have to charge use their lightning abilities, which is very hindering on the game, in my opinion. It doesn't really allow for a lot of fun movement, but at the same time, yeah. Anywho, that was a weird transition. I know, that was very odd. But I do like his design. I do wish he had more abilities. I wish he could use magic. But at the same time, that was more Freya's ability than Odin's. And then we have the top two. It's going to Curse for this one, just because Curse is a big pick. I very much like his design. Very accurate to the movie. I just wish there was more to it. Like maybe he could transition to his elf form, which I think would have been amazing. But I don't know how much of say or viewing they had of the movie to completely allow for that version to happen for the character. But I don't hate him. He's fun to play it. And then Malekith's number one, just because he has so much more abilities. Well, he's still a bit lackluster because he can't use the fire ability and makes hitting the fire areas a bit more difficult. Your legs are falling through there, Maria. I'm sorry to disappoint. But I do like that he can turn invisible. Maybe if he had the ether, which again I can't tell if that was just something because of the fact that they weren't really allowed to see the movie. Again, I don't know what the rules were with Marvel. Because I felt like they knew about what was going on with the Mandarin. They have real like Trevor Slattery as a character, and they have like a real Mandarin as a character, which was, I think, one of the best retcons they could have done, because that got you hyped. I think that's how most retcons should be handled. Like, it doesn't ruin it, it makes you more hyped. But anywho, with that, we're going to end this part. Thank you all so much for watching, and subscribe for more D23 content. We're going to be at the convention itself, so subscribe for that content. And we'll see you guys with more LEGO goodness, as tomorrow we'll take a look at LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens. And some other LEGO games I'm not going to talk about because tomorrow is interesting. Till then, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!